Hi Special Agents, Gray here. Today let's talk about the big scary word of budgeting. Well, it actually doesn't have to be scary, it can be really empowering. In this video we will be talking about how budgeting can bring you peace of mind, how you can build a very simple budgeting system, and third, how you can make sure that this budgeting contributes to your happiness in life. Sounds good? Let's get right in. In a simple way, budgeting is about what you intend to spend versus what you're actually earning. Simple, right? Now that's still quite boring. So budgeting needs to be about what matters to you and also what matters to your family if you have one. To make budgeting an actual fun exercise, well, maybe not that much fun, but better exercise, it's important that you bring into it what makes you happy, and the other thing is what are your important life goals that you want to finance with your budgeting. Before we touch a piece of paper, a spreadsheet, or a budgeting app, let's talk about happiness first. If you've watched my video with key tips for peace of mind with money, then you already have in your hands your 10 factors for happiness in your life. If you haven't done so yet, well, I encourage you to go there and come right back with us with those 10 happiness factors. You can find the link of the video in the description below, or the link here. The second trick is to use our friend Maslow, so you might say Maslow with that. Maslow was an American psychologist, and he's come up with a certain way of looking at what are our wants and needs in life. And those needs actually form a perfect type of table that you can use for budgeting. And if you bring Maslow with what makes you happy in life, then you have really a powerful framework for actually wanting to budget, because that's what matters to you in life. Okay, let's run together what it looks like as a real example. In this simple spreadsheet, we have the Maslow categories that you can see here, starting with your physiological needs. So they are biological requirements for human survival, like air, food, drink, shelter, clothing, warmth, sex, sleep. Now keep in mind that here we talk about basic needs, okay, not drinking champagne or eating caviar. So let's put some data here. So for instance, if we're talking about housing, so we would say, okay, $1,000 per month. So that would get us to roughly, okay, that gives you that. So that's $12,000 per year. Well, you put your mortgage cost if you want here. Then you have your basic food. So again, no caviar, folks. So let's say 600 times 12, so $600 per month. Clothing, so that's your basic clothing. Okay, so your Giorgio Armani t-shirt is not gonna be in this category. Let's just say $2,000. I don't spend that much on this. I guess some people do have more. Utilities, so that depends really on where you live. It varies widely, so I'll just put $300 per month here, and there we go. So that's your physiological needs sorted right there. Second category is for safety. So people want to experience, order, predictability, and control in their lives. These needs can be fulfilled by family, society, and what it costs you is usually for anything that brings that sense of safety. So, for example, you have, well, we need to communicate, so that's a way of being in touch with each other. So your communication means, let's just put like $100 here per month for phone and internet. Then you have any house, car, health insurance, that definitely increase your level of safety. And that's very much age dependent. So let's say for somebody like old, useful like me, like that would be $6,000, let's say for a year. Then you have vehicle and other transportation. Assuming public transportation here for a minute. So that would be about, $100 per month. And then any house repairs and maintenance that you need to do for your house or your apartment. We're gonna assume no major renovation here. So just a general maintenance. And then if you have a business, particularly if you're a solopreneur, that's where you would put actually the amount of money that you need for that. So we're going to assume a self-employed person who spends $200 per month to run the business.
Okay, next is love and belonging. So basically, that's the very human need to be connected to others. For this, I use some of those categories here. So the first one is gift giving. It's tradition in family, friends. So let's say we're not gonna break the bank, so $100 per month between friends and family. Charitable contributions, that's more for society giving. In a way, it's giving back to a broader community. So again, let's put just $100 per month as an example. Dining out, going out, usually linked to relationship also. So I do like going out, so let's just put $250 per month. And spending time with family and friends. So that's not necessarily related to the restaurants, but it's also sometimes involved traveling. For me, it does mean going back to France from Thailand, so that's not completely cheap. I'll just put $200 per month here for that. And the fourth category is esteem, which means our need for self-worth, accomplishment, respect. That's esteem for yourself, like dignity, achievement, mastery, independence, and a desire for reputation and respect from others. So here comes your Giorgio Armani t-shirt or any non-essential clothing that you want to put here. I'll put $150 per month here, which might be high or low depending on who you are. Education and professional development, that's key to keep you mentally fresh and also master new skills. So see that also as an investment in yourself. I'll put $100 per month here. And fitness beyond basic health needs, well, that's where your Peloton bike and gym membership is going there. You can exercise for much less than that, but let's just you look good on that bike, so let's put this $50 per month, but that's not really Peloton. I'm pretty sure that costs more money. Then you have your big entertainment budget, so that might be Netflix, Spotify, video games, fancy haircuts. Let's be honest, we spend a lot of money, all of us, on this one way or another, so I'll put $200 there. Final category is the Holy Grail. So that's Cloud9, eternal peace, and that's self-actualization. So those are the things which are about who you are deep down. That's very personal, and sometimes some of the costs mentioned before might come here instead, depending on what's important in your life. So any hobbies that you're passionate about that would go in this first category, so I'll put $50 there. For me, I guess my scuba diving would go there. Traveling, vacation, non-essential. Well, I love discovering new cultures, so that costs quite a bit of money if you have to travel outside of where you live. Put $200. And luxuries, that's pretty much for anything else that was not listed before. So my Danish pastry fits here, maybe that fancy iPhone that you want to renew but you don't really need, so let's put $100 per month here. And here we go. Isn't that cool? Now you really have very quickly a quick view of all of your expenses and how they fit with all those key needs that you have in life. And if you want to actually compare that, I mean, in this spreadsheet, I also have the net salaries that you can have. So if you have different type of revenues, you could type them here. You could put the amount of money. So let's just assume for a second that miraculously I'm earning exactly what I'm spending, and there you go, you've got a difference of zero. But that's interesting to compare how much money you're making versus how much you're spending.
If you find the information in this video useful so far, please do smash the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Now it's time to come back to the list of the top 10 happy factors in your life, the ones that you have today and the ones that you would like in the future, and cross-check with the budgeting exercise that you've just done. Have you got all of them? Are they already part of things that you've budgeted in your cost? Meeting new people, new culture, yeah, that's budgeted under Esteem category. Tick. The rambling philosophical chats with friends, yeah, that doesn't cost much money usually, maybe a little bit of dinner here and there, and that's also budgeted under love and belonging. Reading anything, yep, part of hobbies. Eating pastries, and okay, eating some cheese too, luxuries. I gotta reduce on that. Immersing in nature, well, that's mostly free. Learning new languages, yep, part of education and professional development. Having a sustainable life, that's me eating less pastries. Helping people, very much free and more of a time budgeting exercise. More time with family, yep, as part of love and belonging. And more time with friends, same as above, also going out, so yeah, all budgeted. And the final tip about this exercise is, now that you've budgeted what makes you happy, what you can cross-check in your list is, what are all the things that you do that actually do not fit in your definition of happiness? Should you continue doing them? Should you continue to spend money on that? That's always a good thing to check. In a future video, I'll also be talking about how you can discover your life goals, know what they are, so that can also help you to make sure you budget for that in your life and you go towards your life purpose. The final point is that, money equals time in so many ways. So when you're thinking about what you spend, in many ways it's also where you're going to spend your time. If you're interested in learning more about budgeting time, actually, let me know in the comments if you would like me to make a video about this. In this video, you've learned about building a budget that actually works towards what makes you happy and to some extent your life goals. If you're looking for more tips on having peace of mind with money, please make sure to check out my video at the end of this one, where you can learn more about peace of mind with money in 2022. And remember, be the special agents of your life. Take control. See you in the field, special agents.